Hi. In giving you a look into the work our team does every day, we thought the best thing to do would be to show you code. And this is the site GitHub where we manage a lot of our code. And the reason we want to show you code is because you don't always see us working on it. It's something you see us sort of doing with our heads down on our computers and if you come into our office any given day. But it's not very visible exactly what we're doing. So we wanted to make that visible. And if you browse through our repositories, you can see a long history of changes that have been made and a lot of individual changes to individual files like this one. But that's really not interesting for all of you to see, even though there are so many different repositories we can look at. Bento, Vivo, Scholarspace, Launchpad, Omeka theming. So instead, we thought we'd do something more visual. What you're going to see is a graph of all the changes to all the files and all the major repositories we've been working on for the last 4 years. And this is it. It starts back almost 4 years ago with work Christian was doing on our Omeka site. This is the files, and that's Christian working on Omeka. Over here we have the Social Feed Manager project, and that's me working on SFM way back 3 years ago before it was even a real project. Josh Gomez, Raza Gilani, Mike Cummings, and I just started working on Launchpad. That's what's going on in the bottom now. As you can see, it's the early days of the project in the summer of 2012, and we're doing a lot of work while we're not attending to those other projects. Although here comes Chris, constantly making changes to Omeka, and there I go back over to SFM making changes. What you're starting to see here is the constant daily activity of everyone on the team on all these projects. All those individual dots are files, all the clustered files. Little dots are sets of files in a directory, and the branches that grow on are deeper nested folders from one folder to another. Now you see the logins project that's just grown up in the top. This was the computers.library.gwu.edu site that we turned on when we opened the new floor, and we thought people would get lost. Now there's Dan Kirchner, who's just joined us working on logins. He was very busy on that, and at the same time he's busy on the Bento search function, which is down at the bottom of your screen. So you can see Dan bouncing back and forth between Bento and logins. You can see me helping out there, and then down at the bottom left there's Ed Summers, who's come in and he's consulted with us doing a lot of testing and improvements on the Launchpad project, including all that Mark test data you just saw pop open. Now all of this, every one of these dots, every one of these little bright flashes you see is somebody changing a file. There's Laura Rubel working on SFM, and Ankushi and Mustafa and Darshan, several of our students. Now we're getting pull requests from people at other institutions like Esme, who was at UCSD. And there's Kurt Nordstrom from WRLC helping us with Launchpad. And now in the summer of 2014, you can see we have pretty much the team of people we have now, except for Justin, who joined us, and the students who've since graduated, Darshan, Mustafa. There's Christian still working on Omeka. There aren't a lot of downtime moments here. You see we're constantly working on all of these different projects. And then in December of 2014, there's Justin starting to work on Vivo projects. So here come brand new Vivo projects. Right in the middle there, you can see between the Orchid to Vivo project and other loading tools he's written for Vivo to work on the Expert Finder project with DIT. You can still see Mustafa working. He graduated in the spring. Ted Lawless, who used to be at Brown, is in there sending us changes. Mike is working on Launchpad. Ed is still helping us on SFM. Dan Kirchner is working on SFM and Bento. Laura is now working on Launchpad. Ankushi, who graduated in the spring, is working on SFM. And that brings us just about up to the present day. And that's just about 8 or 9 projects. I hope this gives you a little taste of what we do every day.